Well, here we are again, and there's a slight difference actually with this fireside chat. It's not really going to be much of a chat. John is away in, I'm not sure where he is, but anyway, he's away at the moment. So I thought I'd take this opportunity just to talk to you. It's also been some time since I showed off my prowess at the guitar. Some people say it hasn't actually been long enough, but I have obviously been practicing assiduously, and perhaps you'd like to hear the fruits of my labours. So,
hey, up the sunny Spain, hey, viva España. Hey, you filming? Hey, I made it.
Well, I was
hey,
just doing
up the sunny Spain. I'm back. It's okay. Where's my chair? I have this one. That's fine. Okay.
You can sit.
No. That's fine. It's fine. Pull that way. Wait, put the. Nobody wants to hear that, do they? Okay. Sunny Spain.
Where exactly have you been?
Florida. We've been at the KGB in Florida.
All right. Meet anybody you know out there?
A few people.
Right.
In fact, we did this. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Well, very good. There seems a little disparity in
Hey! Like one of the rides. Hello! Fireside chat.
Number, we're not sure what it is.
11.
We think it might be 11.
11.
It could be 12, it could be 11 or 10, but anyway.
And I'm back.
Good.
Yes.
Well, delighted to see you, John. Well, perhaps we might rework slightly what we were going to do then. Blackpool is what, as we record this, about 3 weeks away.
3 weeks to Blackpool.
And one of the major releases that we have is this, which is the new Gary Dunn DVD, which is called Keep Them Laughing. John did the filming and the editing.
I did.
Gary did, what did Gary do?
Oh, he turned up. He was all right.
Yeah, he was alright.
It was not bad. Newcastle. We filmed it in Newcastle, didn't we? It's a long time ago. It seems so long ago now.
Yeah, a couple of months ago. I was just trying to remember what Gary did. Anyway, we called it that. Keep Them Laughing with Gary Dunn to keep him quiet, really, didn't we?
Yes, yeah.
You know, because otherwise you'd be a bit miffed and say that we weren't giving him full credit.
Yeah.
So what is this all about? Well, the clue is the title, which is Keep Them Laughing, because your job as a magician is to entertain. In fact, I feel that you should be an entertainer first and a magician second. That's the way it should be. And Gary is preeminently an entertainer. He makes sure that the children are laughing all the way through, doesn't he?
He does.
There's
yeah.
hardly a moment when he's not.
And it's right from the word go as soon as he walks out.
In fact, I think we timed him, and it was nearly 10 minutes before he actually does
10 minutes.
the trick.
He does 10 minutes before even getting a trick out.
And yet,
And it's
the whole way through in that introduction, he is winning them over, making them laugh, so that by the time he actually starts doing the magic,
we could actually watch a little clip of some of the
okay.
intro. This is a bit of the intro that Gary does, and just a few seconds, and you'll see how he gets the kids to respond.
Hands up all the boys that had a shave this morning. You had a shave, oh yeah, look at that. Hands up if you've ever seen your dad having a shave in the mirror. Hands up if you've ever seen your mum having a shave under her hairy arms. I know. Sometimes mums have got hairy legs. Hands up if your mum's got hairy.
So that gives you a good idea of what Gary does for a warm-up. As I say, it lasts nearly 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So by the time he actually comes on to what you might call the show proper, he has...
The kids are eating out of the palm of his hand, really.
Completely.
Yeah.
And the magic, as I'm sure Gary himself would say, is very, very, very simple. I don't mean that it isn't good, but it is very, very simple indeed. No more so than perhaps one of the routines that he does, which is the vanish of a silk, but the fun that he got out of it.
And out of a prop which I'd never even considered using before. I mean, it's Supreme used to market it as a rabbitine. It's a silk vanishing folder.
It's two little pieces of card about that size, wasn't it?
A bit bigger than that, but the simplest vanishing prop you could ever imagine. And the funny extracts from just this one item is...
Can we have another clip?
We can look at that again. Let's have another clip.
Okay, now make sure it's tucked in, because if it's not tucked in, it won't work. Can you tuck in that side? That's beautiful. Can you manage? It's a little bit tricky. I'll give you a hand, don't worry. There we go. Now, once it's inside, all you have to do... Don't pull it out again, Zach. What are you doing? Don't pull it out. Leave it tucked in. That's it. Beautiful. Now, once it's inside, what are you pulling it out for, Zach? Don't pull it out. Leave it tucked in. That's it. Now, once it's in... Zach, what are you doing?
No, you were just saying about he gives it the Gary Dunn touch. And actually, there are two practical magic routines there. One is a trick of ours called Picture Fun. Another one is... one that we bought from a guy called Mike Mackman, Professor Putter, called Evaporation Experiment, which uses slush powder. And both of those Gary takes and takes to a different level.
Yeah, and since I was behind the camera, I was privileged to watch these a little earlier than most people, and these are already in my show.
You're nicking Gary's...
Picture Fun pretty much passed me by before, but watching Gary do it. Over the Christmas period, I did use Picture Fun, and I used the Evaporation Experiment as well. I've used both routines, and with great success.
Well, there you are. You see the horse's mouth.
Yes.
If you don't mind being referred to as the horse's mouth.
If you want to call me a horse, that's fine.
It's one of the better things you've been called, isn't it?
We call that
but I mean, in many ways, Gary's show, despite what we're saying, does follow a very standard pattern, because there are standard magic tricks, there is plenty of variety, and there's a puppet routine in there.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, the quadro chick routine with the Colin the chicken, and I think that's going to become a classic. I think people are going to...
It's not a puppet routine as you would normally think of a puppet routine. Most people would think of a hand puppet, an arm puppet. No, Gary uses a marionette. The handling, I would venture to say, is fairly simple. I could be corrected by Gary on that, but it looked relatively simple. But again, he gives it his own treatment.
And it's the use of music and all the...
That was very, very good.
It make it a really signature piece that I would think is obviously one of the signature pieces in his show.
So that's on the first disc. Then on the second disc, you have what he does is even more pared down, because this is the show with virtually no props. He's using a microphone, very, very little else.
Let's see another boy. Let's get this boy's second one in. Yeah, you look good. Come over here. And which boy can we get? You in the front there.
So lots of audience participation, lots of fun, and one of the routines has saved my life a couple of times over the Christmas period as well. So,
I mean, if you've got a microphone, what he's showing you is that he will give you a 15-minute routine with just a microphone. Yeah. So if ever you're in a position, as you were...
Yeah, I was in a working men's club over Christmas. The children were absolutely climbing the walls. They were going crazy. It was 15 minutes before my show was due to start. I could see the children were getting out of control, and so I thought, well, I'll do an extra 15 minutes just to calm them down before I started. And I did the R game, which is the first thing on the show, with virtually no rehearsal of this ever.
Something new for you there, John.
Yeah, well, and his kids were settled, they had fun, and I got so many nice comments after the show had finished about how I'd settled the audience down. And
well, thank you, Gary.
Yeah, thanks to Gary for that. So.
And then, as a bonus on the second disc, there is another live act of Gary's called The Love Story, which is about 40-45 minutes. Again, using nothing more than a microphone. Now this last piece we've added as a sort of bonus. It's not studio quality, it was shot live in a holiday camp. We've included it because it teaches, sorry, it doesn't teach, it shows so many of the things that Gary has been
and the
talking
picture quality
about.
is pretty much irrelevant on that one anyway. It's worth watching just for to get the routine and the way he gets the
and the audience handling. And
he'll actually pick out, was it 6 members of the audience and whittle them down to 2 who will take part in this love story.
But it's also an object lesson in competing with probably a jukebox in the background, adults, a noisy bar, slot machines, and in those sort of circumstances I don't think you can just be standing there doing some little magic trick. There has got to be
I can see how this routine would save my life in certain circumstances again. When you've arrived at a venue, or when you've, I mean, imagine turning up at your venue and you have no show, or you've nowhere to set up, and all you've got is a microphone. You could do it. You could do this routine.
Can we just show another little?
We can show a little clip of the love story.
Quick clip.
Yeah.
Just to show you the sort of thing that goes on.
Yeah.
It's in the nightclub. Can we have some sex? Oh, I like that. And there's some sexy music playing. And as the sexy music played, Dave and Olivia swooshed round and round on the dance floor. That's beautiful. And the audience went wild. Olivia was asking Dave all sorts of questions like, how much money have you got? Are you married? Have you got a nice car? And Dave was telling her all the things she wanted to hear.
So there we are. That is the DVD. Keep Them Laughing with Gary Dunn, double DVD.
This has been sort of a Fireside Chat special all about.
It has. I don't think we've done that before, but we thought it was worthwhile because we think this is such a cracking product. So there we are. That just about wraps everything up, doesn't it?
Well, there's one more thing I'd like to do because I've just come back from Florida. We stayed on, went to the Disney World and had a good fun. So I thought you might like to look at some of my photographs that I've brought back. I've got 450 photographs. 450. Yeah, I can play them through onto. I've loaded them all in, so we can play them.
What if we just put one of them up, just to sort of give
one photograph?
Well, give them the flavour. Give them the flavour of what it was like. They
have these photo sites all the way around Disney World. They have photo spots which give you the optimum position to take your photographs.
All right, okay.
They're fantastic. So I could show only one.
Yeah. Well, I think that's enough.
Well, there's about 400 of these. Okay. Well, this is my favourite photo spot at Disney World, and we'll leave you and play out with that then.
Okay.
So we'll put the picture up, and there we are. It's the Disney World photo stop.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.